Who is winning Trump's war on Iran? Is it even his war? So that's Iranian propaganda. Iranian propaganda in full swing. The propaganda war must be important if they're going to all that effort to make all those clips out of Lego mocking Donald Trump. The propaganda war must be really important, and that's something that was picked up by CNN. The meme war. So CNN on the left, very critical of Donald Trump, and seem to be praising Iran for winning the meme war. Is that? Am I right? Am I fair to say that? If they survive, that's a win for them. This is the kind of rhetoric we've heard regarding Palestine in the past, that they just have to survive in order for it to be a win. Let's hear a bit more from Donald Trump. We're going to be Donald Trump heavy tonight. He is the man at the center of all this. Was the war his idea, or was he dragged into it? Here he is with his wife. Only Donald Trump could give an Easter message next to the Easter Bunny, talking about dropping bombs on people in the Middle East. Hi, Rhiannon. Hi to you. Happy Easter. Special day. We like to celebrate Jesus on Easter Sunday. Religion.
see that very shortly. And things that we've done have not been done before. We've broken every record on the stock market. We've broken every record in our military. And what about the rescue that took place yesterday? What about that?
So there was an American soldier missing inside Iran, and they leave no man behind. They went to rescue him. Good. This is about the only good piece of propaganda they could get out of the whole thing. It reminded me very much of Good Old Shoe in that film Wag the Dog. Rhiannon is comparing it to Hunger Games, and we've got Atlas Wave World Sonortech in the chat as well. Hello to you.
Something that you rarely see. They were giving me a briefing about that. And they said normally when you're in very hostile territory, and I don't think it gets much more hostile in Iran, they're capable fighters. They're very tough people. And there are others like that. You don't mind when the enemy is weak, but that enemy is strong. Not so strong like they were about a month ago. I can tell you, in fact, right now they're not too strong at all, in my opinion. But we're soon going to find out, aren't we? But when a thing like that happens, where a pilot shot down, in most instances you're really not able to go in because you'll go in with 200 people, lots of jet fighters and helicopters, and you really don't have a chance. They get shot down. You lose 200 in order to pick up one. It's a horrible thing.
Look at the Easter Bunny.
You can do it. And what we did yesterday is we picked up not one, we picked up two. We kept the first one quiet, and we were able to keep it quiet for about a day, which made it a lot better. But those two pilots were incredible, brave, and we thank them. And we're going to be having a news conference today at 1 o'clock at the Oval Office.
Yeah, tone deaf. Exactly. He's got no subtlety, no sense of what's appropriate and not and what's not appropriate. It's just everything's just the most with him, isn't it? With the best we've ever done. It was the hardest war we've ever been in. He just speaks in superlatives nonstop. We will miss this guy. Look, I'm not a fan of. Am I a fan of Donald Trump? There are things that I enjoy about having an idiot like him at the helm, given the fact that he thinks out loud. Um, is it an act? Is he putting on an act like Boris Johnson, who pretended to be a bumbling idiot when he was actually a calculating, evil genius, if I can use that word? Is Donald Trump an act? Is he for real? Is he really just bumbling through and thinking out loud like he seems to be all the time? So he's trying to shame all the Western countries that didn't jump on, didn't pile on with this sort of coalition of the willing to attack Iran. Reminiscent of the Iraq invasion, you remember when France, Jacques Chirac, was a bit pensive about joining the coalition of the willing, and then we had all the propaganda against French people and the French government, and French fries had to change their name to Freedom Fries, if you remember that. Those of you that are old enough to remember the Iraq War, gosh, it's almost a quarter of a century ago. Linda King is saying Trump is a great president. Well, I mean, how many good ones have there been? Who's the best president of the United States? Jimmy Carter became a great man after he was the president. Jakub Bulls is saying he started well, but now he kind of overdid it. Well, look, in his first term, he didn't start any new wars, okay? And he lost the election somehow to that sleepy Joe Biden. And he got back in on the promise of not being a war hawk. And he's broken all the promises. Well, there you go, a lying politician. We've got 50,000 soldiers in Japan to protect them from North Korea. We have 45,000 soldiers in South He used to call Joe Biden. He's so concerned with his own image, isn't he, Trump? He's so he's so concerned with how he looks, yet so unaware of how he must actually be coming across. And for that, we will kind of miss him. That is kind of fun to watch. More Trump. It's all about Trump tonight. Let's watch some more Trump.
What they do. This is a critical period. They have a period of, well, till tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I gave them an extension. They asked for an extension of 7 days, right? I said, Steve, give them 10 days.
Remember when Trump was telling Zelensky, "You don't have any cards. You don't have any cards." Someone needs to say that to Trump, don't they? He's got no cards here. The Iranians have actually rejected his call for a ceasefire.
10 days is up actually today, so I gave him 11, I guess, indirectly. I thought it was inappropriate the day after Easter. I want to be a nice person. Uh, they have till tomorrow. Now we'll see what happens. I can tell you they're negotiating, we think, in good faith. We're going to find out. We're getting the help of some incredible countries that want this to be ended because it affects them also. A lot of people are affected by this. But we're giving them till tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And after that, they're going to have no bridges. They're going to have no power plants. Stone Ages, yeah.
Bomb them back to the Stone Age. Again, reminiscent of the Israel-Palestine conflict. That's what's always the term that's thrown around regarding how Gaza has been treated. Let's see some more Trump.
What they do. This is a critical period. They have a period of, well, till tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Oh wait, we've heard that. We've heard that one, Trump. Let's get a different example.
So I'm very upset with a certain group of people, and they're going to pay a big price for that. But the Iranian people will fight back as soon as they know they're not going to be shot, and as soon as they can get weapons. If they had weapons, not many of them, if they had weapons that would go the other way.
So they're toying with this idea of arming the Iranian people in the hope that they will rise up and overthrow their own government. But wasn't the prisoner that was just rescued in Iran, wasn't he shot down by some local tribesman in Iran with a very amateurish weapon? What makes you think if you give the Iranians weapons that they won't turn them on you, even if they don't like the government? They don't like being bombed from the sky either, do they? Surely not.
And you know what happened? Iran would give up in 2 seconds because they wouldn't be able to take it. But in Iran, they have absolutely no weaponry, and they've been told point blank, if you come out to the streets, you will be killed. As of this morning, and we have this pretty good information, 45,000 protesters have been killed. Pretty bad.
45,000. I don't know. I don't know the numbers. I can't confirm or deny that. But how many people lost their lives in the Iraq war? Are we going to have another Iraq war? Are we going to lose lives in the millions? How much blood are we willing to spill for regime change in the Middle
With
East?
Trump saying he could take out the whole country tomorrow
This
night,
is Channel 4 News.
what are you supposed to make? What are Iranians supposed to make?
Well, first of all, from the news that I've heard in the last 24 hours, in hospitals, for example, in Shotos Hospital in Tehran, they're preparing for lack of electricity, lack of water, lack of gas, figuring out what to do with the kids that are in most critical conditions, sending the other ones home. In Bushehr, they're handing out iodine tablets in case of radiation. But I think this is horrific because the Hormuz Strait is actually open if you're not part of the war. The Spanish have gotten ships through, the Portuguese have, the Japanese have, the Chinese have. So the idea that the Straits of Hormuz is not open is actually not true.
It's largely closed,
Largely because if you're supporting the war, if you're supporting an illegal war and you're supporting war crimes, they have hit 30 universities. They've been hitting the petrochemical plants. They're already attacking all these things. 600 schools. These are all war crimes. What is going on? And this is, Iranians are watching it. They're experiencing it. He's being a clown and with the Easter.
I mean, he says a lot of Iranians are supporting the bombing, that they are worried when the bombing doesn't happen.
So we have a very loud, vociferous diaspora opposition that has been supported by Israel, but 66% of them in America are now against this war. And the fact is
That's
that
interesting.
in a country of 93 million people, where we now have people who are suffering from toxins because of petrochemical plants being bombed, it is really egregious to suggest that people want to be bombed. That is an absurd statement, and certainly nobody that I know is saying that.
So it's hardly surprising that the people that fled persecution from the Islamic Republic would be against the regime and would want to see an end to the regime, would want regime change. That's understandable. The method, the way that might happen, would you really want to see your country bombed in order to change the government? And this woman is saying that 66% of the community in America, who are presumably from those that left, that were exiled, even a majority of them don't want to see their country bombed. If you want to talk to me about this, if you're in the UK, 07886 993 784 +44 if you're outside the UK. If you want to send me a voice note on WhatsApp, I will play it without checking it. It's freedom of speech. Please don't swear. And don't worry, I'm not going to do anything with your number. It's a number that's only used for the channel. I will not phone you or try and sell you anything. Don't worry about that one. Here's Trump.
Because we are obliterating that country. And I hate to do it, but we're obliterating. And they just don't want to say uncle. They don't want to cry, as the expression goes, uncle.
He really hates to say it.
They will. And if they don't, they'll have no bridges. They'll have no power plants. They'll have no anything. I won't go further because there are other things that are worse than those two. And we might have, well, the thing, if I had my choice, what would I like to do? Take the oil. Because it's there for the taking. There's not a thing they can do about it. Unfortunately, the American people would like to see us come home. If it were up to me, I'd take the oil. I'd keep the oil. I would make plenty of money.
So remember when George Bush invaded Iraq for the oil? Apparently that was part of it. Did he ever mention the fact that he was doing it for oil? Did he ever just come out and say it? Donald Trump seems to say it. Like I say, he thinks out loud. And I would rather have an enemy that tells you the truth, that shows you their cards. I would take the oil. We went to Venezuela for the oil. So, do we just take his word for it? Good evening, Cook 700 is in here. Very formal. Very formal. More Trump, more Trump. Let's have another clip. Where is he this time? War with Iran. God. Let's bring God into it. Now, George W. Bush did talk about God, didn't he? It was a crusade that he was on. Is this a crusade for Donald Trump?
I do it because God is good and because God is good and God wants to see people taken care of. God doesn't like what's happening. I don't like what's happening.
Donald Trump really sounds like an impression of himself. I tell you, satire is dead.
I don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy it. These two guys don't enjoy it. People say, oh boy, they're so, they don't like, I don't like seeing people killed. I've ended 8 wars. Nobody's ever done it. The person who won the Nobel Prize came to me and said, you deserve the Nobel Prize. She announced that when they announced, they said, where's the Maria? She's a great person, really a good person. She said, no. This ridiculous. They gave me the Nobel Prize. President Trump aimed at 8 wars. I could go over every one of them, including India and Pakistan, where the Prime Minister of Pakistan said President Trump saved from 30 to 50 million lives. That makes me much happier than
Wow.
what we're doing right now. That makes me much happier. We have one more
Million
day.
lives. This guy's great. Why didn't he get the Peace Prize? He saved more lives than that jab that everyone had a couple of years ago. Still, some being given out. Oh, more Trump. Mm, mm.
Because they killed 45,000 people.
So that number being used to justify anything. Anything is justifiable. I can commit war crimes, I can take out bridges because of what happened before. Animals. Dehumanizing them. Yeah, they are animals. But what about the civilian population, the people that you're trying to save? Even though on day one they dropped a bomb on a school, could they have made it look any worse if they tried? Could they have handed the Iranian regime any better propaganda than dropping a bomb on a school? It even happened to be a girls' school, if that's even relevant. But the fact that they go on about women's rights and wanting to liberate women, and Iran, they never used to have to wear the hijab, even though you don't have to wear it anymore because the protesters achieved that. The regime conceded that through peaceful protest, not through bombing. And then on day one, the Americans bomb a school. You couldn't make yourself look any worse if you tried.
As you probably know, we didn't talk about the first one for an hour. Then somebody leaked something, which we'll hopefully find
He's
out.
talking about the prisoners that were captured, the pilots that were brought down.
Looking hard to find that leaker and talk about there's somebody missing. They basically said that we have one and there's somebody missing. Well, they didn't know there was somebody missing until this leaker gave the information. So whoever it was, we think we'll be able to find it out because we're going to go to the media company that released it, and we're going to say national security, give it up or go to jail. And we know who, and you know who we're talking about. Some things you can't do because when they did that, all of a sudden, the entire country of Iran knew that there was a pilot that was somewhere on their land that was fighting for his life. And it also made it much more difficult for pilots and for the people going in to search for him. All of a sudden, they know that there's somebody out there. They see all these planes coming in. It became a much more difficult operation because a leaker leaked that we have one, we've rescued one, but there's another one out there that we're trying to get. So actually, the country, Iran, put out a major notice, you all saw it, offering a very big award for anybody that captures the pilot. So in addition to a hostile, very talented, very good, very evil military, we had millions of people trying to get an award. So when you add that to it, but we have to find that leaker because that's a sick person. Probably didn't realize the extent of how bad it was. I can't imagine that person did. But we're going to find out. It's national security. And the person that did the story will go to jail if he doesn't say. And that doesn't last long. And I think everybody would understand it. They put this mission at great risk. They put that man at great risk, and they put the hundreds of people that went in looking for him, because everyone now knows that we're going in.
Treason. So someone leaked the location of the pilot, and Donald Trump is threatening them with jail. Amin Gil is here. Welcome to you. Anyone wants to send a message? The number is in the top right of the screen, or it might be top left as you see it. More Trump.
They don't tell you the real facts. Women, men, gays. How about gays for Iran? They kill the gays. They throw them off buildings. So I wonder what's going on. I can only say this.
This cliche about people being thrown off buildings, has anyone ever managed to confirm that or got any evidence of it? You hear it thrown around a lot. Again, people accuse Gaza of doing so. Has anyone ever got any solid evidence of that happening?
They want us to keep bombing, even if it jeopardizes because their life is in much greater danger. They want freedom for Iran, but it's very hard for them to protest. I actually tell them, I said, don't go out. I fully understand. Nobody in this room would go out. I don't think there's any, because frankly, it's not a question of bravery. We're all brave, right? You're brave. I'm brave. We're all brave, but we're also intelligent.
You're brave, Donald, and
You have
intelligent.
people shooting at you, expert shots with the best rifles you can get, and hitting you right between the eyes every single time. And you're looking here, and you're seeing, and you're looking here. You're out of there. I don't care who.
Bon Pop is saying his voice makes me want to vomit. All right, Bon Pop, I'll resist the temptation to do the impression. But yeah, he's the president of the United States, and he is taking us over the cliff. Keir Starmer, our prime minister, has not gone all the way yet, refused to pile on, get on board with the attack, but he has allowed America to use British airspace, and it makes us a target, doesn't it? Rhiannon saying, "Yeah, he's disgusting." I know that all the like whether you don't expect the president of the United States to be a decent person. Uh, don't get your hopes up. It's the nature of the beast, and we get bogged down in Democrat, Republican. I used to believe in it. I used to really, up until Barack Obama, really hope that the Democrats won rather than the Republicans because I thought, well, at least they are more left wing and they're going to empower people and help the poor and give people a better start in life and fund things like state education or maybe some kind of national health insurance, health service like what we have. But ironically, the Democrats became worse abroad, better at home and worse abroad. They were more hawkish than the Republicans. Bill Clinton invaded Yugoslavia. He attacked the Balkans to distract from his problems at home with Monica Lewinsky. Barack Obama attacked Libya, attacked Syria, continued attacking Afghanistan. The war started by George W. Bush. So it became you can't even get the lesser of two evils. And when Donald Trump went up against Hillary Clinton, I thought, I don't care who wins. For the first time in my life following American politics, I didn't really care who won. And now that Donald Trump has done all the horrible things that we thought Kamala Harris might do in terms of war, it does it make a difference who you vote for? Um, Trump is king, baby. That is from Bimbles. Thank you very much. And Terry Walker is saying the Yanks are fat and slow. Well, of course, a Yank in America actually means people from the north, isn't it? Yank was like an insult for the people in the north during the Civil War. Was it the Confederates in the south didn't like the Yankees in the north? Kevin Webb is looking confused. Uh, if he doesn't act, there will be no US to have a free healthcare. You think Donald Trump needs to act in what? Self defense? Is this preemptive strike against Iran, sorry. I get confused. There's been so many. Is it, are you saying it's self defense? Iran is only a few months away from a nuclear bomb. Uh, they've been saying that for years, and it's been Benjamin Netanyahu saying it. And he remember, if you take out Saddam, I assure you. And he said the same thing about Iran. He wanted to get rid of Assad in Syria. This whole project, remember, it was revealed by General Wesley Clark, the 7 countries that they wanted regime change in, not because they feel sorry for the women in that country or the protesters that are being mowed down in the street. That's not why. That's not why they're there. I'm a dual citizenship for America and US. Unknown caller. We've got an unknown caller. Let's see who's there. One moment while I put you on loudspeaker. Hello, caller.
Next up, I know you can. Hi there. Hi, Julian.
Oh, who's this? How you doing, Matt? Welcome back. I knew it was you, but I wanted to make sure you didn't mind us saying
I was
that.
going to joke around and say it's the Metropolitan Police. No, I'm just joking, you know. But how are you doing, bro?
Alhamdulillah, bro. I'm all right. Don't know how many days or months we've got left before World War III. How are you feeling?
Yeah, there's a couple of things I wanted to run by you. I mean, so far, I don't know if it's rumors or not, but when you ask ChatGPT or even if you were to Google it, apparently Trump was rushed to hospital as well. I don't know if you know that, but I don't know if it's just rumors at the moment.
Really?
It's just if you Google it, you'll see apparently like 24 hours or 48 hours ago, the White House had to deny like Donald Trump's death or something. Like they were denying it. Why were they even talking about it? But apparently he's got some health issues as well as that. But it's crazy how he's tweeting these stuff. But again, I don't know what's going on with the leaders. I mean, even with Benjamin Netanyahu, is he still alive or is he not? What's really going on?
Well, don't believe anything until it's been officially denied. Yeah, Benjamin Netanyahu, the rumor about him passing away has kind of gone itself. I haven't really considered that for a while. Good question. We never really got confirmation. But if Donald Trump is being rushed to hospital, that's worse than even just being taken to a hospital slowly.
Didn't The Simpsons predict that he would die in 2026 in April sometime? I can't remember the exact date.
Is that right?
I think it was predicted in The Simpsons. This sort of thing.
Oh my God! The Simpsons has got many things right, but no, I didn't realize that. Trump, have you seen his diet? He has a terrible diet and he eats McDonald's, but he's. I mean,
so that he doesn't eat adrenochrome in children too.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know about that. For a long time, that was secret.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it's all allegedly. We don't know, but yeah, some people can get by on a very sort of basic diet. It makes you wonder: do we all need the same vitamins? And I mean, I try and eat what they call healthy. But as you know, the food pyramid's been flipped upside down anyway.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm a conspiracy theorist and I have a whole page about it. So this whole thing about 3 meals a day, I mean, it was something that apparently was made up by the doctors, even to do with the cholesterol. That it's not even bad getting high cholesterol from eggs was like a made up thing. But at the same time, if you look back at our ancestors, they never really had 3 meals a day. Like genuinely, they would be going hunting. Probably in the morning they'd have fruits or whatever, just to keep their energies and stuff going. But by evening they'll hunt, catch whatever they want, the animal they would eat, and then they would cook it and eat 1 meal a day. So I mean, this whole thing, it's just the environment and the factors that we've created for ourselves. We're obviously putting ourselves in a position where we're not just making ourselves iller, but we're distracting ourselves from the main thing. I mean, you are what you eat as well. Are you not?
Absolutely. And I think our ancestors would have had many periods of time where they couldn't eat anything. I think this is where fasting comes into it. We're not designed to eat all the time.
Constantly, yeah, that's correct.
And things like sugar and salt were in very, very short supply. You need them for energy. Back then, you wouldn't find it in abundance like we have now. You needed to eat it when you found it.
Well, the fruits and vegetables, obviously they would get it mainly. But yeah, you're right. Nowadays, a simple bread has a bit of sugar in it. Obviously, not enough to mention, but most things have sugar in it. Like every day that we use, either starch, sugar.
I admit it. I'm addicted to sugar, unfortunately, but that is the reality. But I try and eat plenty of other good food as well
to balance out.
Rhiannon in the chat saying, being raised by Brits, I was never allowed to eat fast food there. Okay. I don't know. Live off the land. Best way to live. Everything homemade. Yeah, if you can.
That's a very good idea, actually. Yeah. Living off the land, then not only you would be paying the high prices because everything's going to go up because of this Strait of Hormuz crisis that's going on.
Yeah. So what is the Straits of Hormuz, Mac? You will know. We're hearing it. I'm sure you saw the skit.
I'd like to emphasize it's not the Arabian Gulf, it's the Persian Gulf, right? It's always been the Persian Gulf.
Okay.
I'd like to emphasize that point where obviously they say about 20 to 30% of the world's oil comes from. It's right at the bottom of where Iran is, and above, it's in between. It's the Persian Gulf is where Dubai is, and what Iran have done, they've kind of controlled it and said no ships are going and coming if you're part of the enemy or attacking us, which is fair to say. I mean, it's a military mind. Like, if you're going to attack us, then you're clearly our enemy, and we'll stop that. But yeah, what they've done is they've got a good control of it. They've been prepared for this type of situation. Probably have different drill exercises and whatnot. Just prepared to have good control of the situation, or the Straits of Hormuz, should we say?
And is Hormuz a person? Is it a man? Is it named after someone?
No, it's an area. It's the area.
Okay.
Hormuz.
I wondered.
Yeah, I think it might. You're right. I haven't looked at the details of history. I can't remember. Someone was actually telling me it was based on the ancient deity Ahura Mazda, but they could be related.
Ahura Mazda.
I don't know. I was hearing it, but before I give out information, I like to do my due diligence. So if you knew any information, I think it was yourself, Julian, that might have said something to me about this, or I might have been wrong. Can you enlighten me again, if you know?
No, just because I've heard it as a name, Hormuz. But maybe that's someone named after the place, or the place named after a person. I don't know. But Ahura Mazda, this is one of the deities of the dualistic Zoroastrian faith. Am I right?
Well, it's not dualistic. It's a monotheistic.
Sorry, we shouldn't insult it like that. It is monotheistic. People say it's dualistic because they believe in good and bad, right? But one God, one creator.
Well, the reason why you would classify as dualistic is because the idea of the devil originated from Zoroaster or Zoroastrian religion. So the opposing deity, as we call the devil, Satan, Shaitan, or whatever you want to call it, which is opposing the main God, which that's where the duality comes from. But it's not a dual. Like it's a monotheistic religion, basically.
So, and what is the name of that counter deity?
It's called Angra Manu. But
Okay.
yeah, he's or they'll call him Ariman. There's two versions of his name, I guess, but Ariman or Angra Manu.
Okay. There was another clip. Oh, I can't remember who it was. Some American official. I've got it saved, but I don't think I uploaded it. Where the guy was one of the American army official praising Iran for being intelligent, and he says they're not Arabs, they're Aryans, and they're very intelligent people, which is almost like a hint that no, Arabs are dumb.
Well, the thing is, he's well. If anyone that knows anything about history would realize the amount of influences that not just ancient Iran or Persians have done. I mean, when you look at the human rights law, you're basing it on a 2,500-year law that was set by a king in Persia. You see what I mean? So this is how Persia has influenced the world. When you looking back just at the human rights law and thinking, okay, that can apply today. That's how advanced we were from 2,005 years ago. Our way of thinking, should we say? So this is why people that have read the history understand the history and the influences that Iran has. It's kind of shaped the world that we're living in. Do you see what I mean? Like the history, and like for example, when you look at Yakhchal, or which is the fridge, the concept of fridge came from us. Algorithm.
What do you call it in Farsi?
Yakhchal.
Yakhchal, as in chill, cold.
Chal is it's a dug when you dig out. It's a dug up.
Okay.
Chal means it's like a dig, a dug.
The hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
A ditch.
Chal is the hole. Okay.
Like a ditch, yeah.
I'm with you. I believe there was a prison called the Sia Chal, the black hole.
Yeah, Sia Chal. That's exactly what it is.
That makes sense.
And you, interpret it exactly correctly.
Okay.
Chal means hole, or a ditch, and Sia is the black. Yeah. So that's it. So I'm saying that we've shaped so like the world in so many ways and influenced it in so many ways. So people that have read it would not only understand where our mentality comes from. I mean, as well as having, I don't know if I'm sure you're familiar with Tarof.
The polite decline of an offer.
Yeah, exactly. And this comes from years of understanding what's the best way to interact with someone. So we realize, obviously, with love, you can obviously shower people with love, and people would appreciate that.
And this word tarof, for those that are watching and don't understand, Persians, when they're very polite, they will decline an offer, even if it's something they secretly want, like a cup of tea.
It goes both ways. To give you a better example,
go on, sorry.
You and I, as an example, are walking down the street. I get thirsty, and I think, oh, I need a drink. So as I walk into the shop, I'll be like, Julian, would you like something? I mean, this is not something normal, but we have to insist that you get something. Sometimes a friend might be like, no, I'm good. So usually people would just put their head down, walk in, buy their own stuff, and walk out, even though they've asked their friend and their friend. But Iranians will go a step further. What they would do is, oh, no. Okay, you don't want to do. They'll go in, they'll buy their friend a drink anyway, even though their friend said they don't want anything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll think that their friend are being extra polite back. But we have to be even more polite and say, no, we understand, we've been walking, we're sweating, we're hot. But this is the kind of extreme politeness, I would say.
And this word tarof, I think, has some Arabic etymology from irf, as in what is known and knowledge.
Maybe I'm not sure about the etymology. I think you might have got me on that one.
We'll look into it. Do you understand the word irfan? Irfan.
Yes, it's irfan. Yeah, I think you're right.
Irfan would be divine knowledge, right? It's also a boy's name.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Spot on.
So I think that's where that originates from. But obviously, there's a lot of Arab,
Makes sense.
different languages, but there's vocabulary from both in both languages. We've probably addressed it many times before, but for people that don't know, Persians are one part of Iran. Fars is one region in Iran, and why was that the name for the whole country?
Well, we were the people of the Parsis. Even there's some of them migrated to India. That's why you have some Indians that are Parsis as well.
But was the name change because there are other Iranians that are not just Persian? Like the Iranians include Kurdish people, Baloch people, other Indo-Iranian people, and not just the Persians, the Fars.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah, you got I mean, up north, you got the Azeris, Azerbaijanis.
And now they are a Turkic people, so I guess they're not actually Iranian if we're talking like linguistically. Their language is a Turkic language.
It's true. That's true. But I do believe their genetics. I mean, should be. I could be wrong, but they are. I mean, Turks have a big history as well. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel that they, for some reason, I could be wrong. I could be thinking wrong Azeris. But then again, you go further up. You got. I mean, I don't know if Russia, because that whole region, there's a lot of mixtures there. And remember, Iran, as Cyrus the Great, he never imposed his ways on people. This is why the human rights law appreciate is because he would say, look, you can keep your religion, keep your ways of rituals and your teachings and whatnot. Just understand that you might be king of your kingdom, but I'm your king, kind of thing, right? But ultimately, this is what I'm saying. We didn't force it ourselves, but we're willing to intermingle, right? For example, Cyrus's son, Cambyses II, he had to attack Egypt, which was called the Battle of Pelusium, based on a marriage, right? And that's because he wanted to marry the pharaoh's daughter, which obviously I think they tricked him and given him a different person to marry, which he found offensive at the time, and thought and that's why he ended up becoming, you could say, the first time in a Persian became pharaoh of Egypt, right?
Wow.
And that was over. So the intermingling is what I'm saying. So from Persia, we would intermingle from back then, from Cyrus the Great. So this is what I'm saying. Iran has a history of multicultural mixtures, if that makes sense. Even if you look at Esther, the story of Mordecai Esther, I mean, we've intermingled even with the Israelites, shall we say.
Yeah. Mac, I'm just going to reset something because I'm getting bad signal. One sec. Sorry about that, if anyone could hear interference. Mac, I hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
I think it's the Illuminati trying to derail us. Yeah, so even with the pharaohs, the Persian Empire was intermingling with ancient Egypt.
Correct. Yeah.
Amazing.
Cambyses II, which was the Cyrus the Great's son, he obviously, once he was the successor of his father, he also obviously that's where, if you look at the Battle of Pelusium, you'll see more about it, where obviously he was tricked into marrying the wrong girl, and he ended up taking down the whole Egyptian empire because of it, and that's where he became pharaoh of Egypt as well. I mean, he was king of kings, king of Babylon, king of Persia, pharaoh of Cambyses has quite a title.
And there's King of Kings, that's Shah, or how did they say?
Shah Jahan.
Shah Jahan.
Shah Jahan.
Oh, Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan is king of the world, right? Jahan, world.
Yeah, Shah Jahan is king of the world, but Shah Jahan, it means the king of kings.
Okay, here's one for you. What is the origin of the chess terminology checkmate?
Came from Persia, of course, but obviously they claim that India created the game, but Iran defined it, came up with the actual terminology checkmate.
And is that Shah Mat, king dead?
Yeah.
So
It's
is
checkmate.
Mat dead?
Shah Mat.
Is that in Persian, dead?
Sorry, repeat that again.
How do you say dead in Farsi?
Well, dead, mort.
Mort. Okay,
Sounds
which
a
is
bit more Italian. Like,
well, it sounds like mortality, mortal.
maybe.
But in
I know
Arabic, mat is dead, or maut is death. Mat, he died. So maut, Malik al Maut, obviously the angel of death.
Yeah.
But yeah, mortality, mortal,
Mort.
mord. There you go. I don't know.
It's more
chicken
of a
in
D
there.
than a T, so it's mort.
A mord. Okay, mord. But that does sound like
Mortality, yeah.
mortality, mord. Yeah, the king is dead. Do you play chess?
I do know the rules. I'm a bit rusty, but there was a time I did play in my
I do.
teenage years.
I know the rules as well.
Persians love their backgammon as well, so it's chess and backgammon.
Yeah, I'm more of a Connect Four man myself. Not too complicated.
I prefer Knockdown Ginger myself.
Knockdown. We all got different games. Well, look, Matt, thanks for jumping on. I didn't give you any warning. Sorry about that. I will give you an advance warning, and as ever, if you ever want to give me a topic, we'll run with it.
Sure, but I'll try and find you the Simpsons about the death of Donald Trump in April 2026. I didn't think it was going to be true, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. He's okay. But this day and age, Julian, I don't know. With AI, it's ruining everything for me. AI is just, you don't know what's AI and what's not.
I don't know what to believe. All right, Mac. Catch up soon, bro. Nice one. Thank you, man. That's great. Great contributor to the channel, Macopedia, who you can find online. Oh, we're getting a lot of static on here, and I don't know why, but maybe it's a sign that it's time to wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been Lessons for Life. That was Mac, and we will do it all again soon. We were here. We are gone. Laters. Still anyone on? If you're still watching.